What's up guys, Albert here. Welcome back to the channel with another video from my home office. Before we get into the video, subscribe to our channel if you have any questions about Rhode Island. This is what this channel is about. It's about the lifestyle in Rhode Island. It's dedicated to helping you gain a little bit of understanding of what Rhode Island is like if you're thinking about moving here. If you have some sort of reason that you are thinking about moving here and you have to buy a property, this channel is dedicated to helping you understand the current real estate market here, the lifestyle, the different towns, and the uniqueness that the smallest state in the country has to offer. Because it is super unique and it's got so many different facets and avenues that you can take. So if you have any questions, my phone number is right below. Call me directly if you want. There's also a link below. You can book a meeting with me directly. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to connect with you, and subscribe to our channel. So let's get into the video. All right, so since my official move to Riverside, Rhode Island, I have decided to pay a little bit more close attention to the East Bay of Rhode Island, right? I've always loved this area. I've always spent a lot of time here. I love going to Bristol during the summer. I love going to Warren, going to Tiverton, going to all these towns, to different coffee shops, different restaurants, even East Providence, Riverside, Rumford. This is where I spend most of my time. But now that we have actually officially moved here, there's two reasons. First, I believe in this area. I really do. I believe in Riverside, and that's why we end up buying a house here. I see myself being here for a long time. And second, I want to promote this area because I believe that a lot of people, especially millennials, if you're my age group, this area has a lot to offer for you if you're thinking about moving here. Now, if you have a family, if your kids are at the age where school is important, you're most likely, if you're moving to Rhode Island, you're most likely gonna think about moving to either East Greenwich or Barrington, which is on the east side. Now, I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos about Barrington, the lifestyle there, and why it's such a great town to move, especially for schools, and such a great high rating. It's got an A+ rating for schools, number 5,000 in the country, I believe, for public schools. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna be talking a lot about that. But also, if you don't have kids, if you're a millennial, this could be a really good area for a couple of reasons. First off, the location is fantastic. In most towns in this area, you're going to be connected close to Providence. But then also, if you're looking for more privacy, if you work from home, you also have these beautiful options as well. For example, Warren offers that downtown vibe with the downtown and the restaurants there. Same with Bristol. But if you go further into these towns, they have farmland. They have properties with 2-3 acres. Obviously, slightly more expensive, but you have great privacy there. So let's get into the number of towns and what towns exactly are in the East Bay, because honestly, some of them are not really talked as much about. Okay, so the East Bay of Rhode Island is comprised of these towns: Bristol, Warren, Barrington, Tiverton, Little Compton, Portsmouth, Middletown, Newport, and Jamestown. There's a lot to unpack here. All of these towns kind of have their probably 2 or 3 videos of their own, but this video is just going to be kind of more of an introduction into the towns. Now, the previous video I talked about East Providence. I went into a little bit more depth of what East Providence offers. We've talked here a lot about Barrington, so I just kind of cover all these towns a little bit and what the characteristics are, right? So you start with East Providence. Think of your starter home, first-time home buyers. Average price point is about $365, $370 in this area. A decent house is probably $420, $430. Then you go from East Providence, you will go to Barrington, which the average price goes into the 600s. Highly competitive town, highly difficult to get in there and buy a decent property, and you will have to spend a lot of money to get there. Then you have Warren, which is a mix between a starter home and secondary home, because Warren has become extremely exclusive because of the lack of inventory there. A lot of people who move to Warren, they're staying there permanently. They're going to be there for 10, 15 years. So it's something to keep in mind. And this has happened in the last 10 years drastically. It's gotten worse and worse, if you will, because of how popular the town has gotten. It attracts a lot of millennials. A lot of new restaurants open there. Like, we have friends that have opened multiple restaurants that are doing extremely well and that are attracting crowds from all over Rhode Island and further because of the creativity that is there. So it attracts younger people, millennials, but also it attracts an older crowd and people who have lived there for a very long time, that own property for probably 30 or 40 years. Then you also have Bristol, Rhode Island, which we also have talked about Bristol, Rhode Island multiple times. More of a historic town. You have properties there that, 150, 200 years old. In the last probably 10 years, Bristol has exploded. Properties there. You can buy properties there for $1 million, $1.2 million, $1.5 million on the water. Great downtown scene. A lot of things happen in Bristol. So that's really what Bristol offers. Also, it's becoming a big wedding wedding scene lately. So a lot of wedding venues and spaces, a lot of those all old either mansions or old homes are being converted into wedding spaces, and that's also helping with the industry there and a lot of business. Then you have Tiverton, Little Compton, Portsmouth. This is kind of like a similar area, more like farmland in these areas, but they're very popular. Tiverton has great coffee shops and things like that. Same with Portsmouth and Little Compton, obviously, but not much going on as far as lifestyle. It's not busy. It's more of a relaxed, laid back lifestyle there, which obviously if you're moving there, that's what you prefer, and that's why we moved there. Then you have Jamestown and Middletown and Newport. I've also done videos about these towns as well. Jamestown, not much going on there, neither with Middletown, but because they're so close to Newport, they are very attractive towns. People stay there, go to Newport, or people live there. They actually prefer to live in these towns and then go and hang out in Newport because Newport is so expensive to buy property there. I mean, a regular home now is $800,000-900,000, and something decent, you know, you're looking at $1 or $2 million. And if you're looking at on the water, $4, $5, $6, $7 million easily on most areas. So I wanted to make this video as an introduction about these towns. I'm not going to go in depth, but I will make future videos of each of these towns and actually specific neighborhoods within these towns that are important that I think you as a buyer will probably like. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have any questions about any of these towns. If you want to go in depth with me with any of these towns, I would love to do so. My number is right below. Call me directly. There's also a link. Book a meeting with me, and I'd love to connect with you.